Many relationships do not weaken because of one dramatic fight. They weaken through small moments that seem ordinary at the time. One person points out a song, shares a worry, reaches for a hand, tells a small story, or asks for attention. The response to that small bid can quietly build closeness or distance. An emotional bid is an attempt to connect. It can be obvious, like asking for comfort, or subtle, like showing a partner a funny video. The bid is not only about the object being shared. It is often a request that says, "Notice me, respond to me, and join this moment with me." Bids can be verbal, physical, playful, practical, or emotional. A partner may say, "Look at this," lean closer on the couch, ask about your day, complain about stress, or mention something they are excited about. The content may look small, but the relational meaning can be large. Turning toward a bid means responding with attention, interest, affection, or care. If one person says, "The sky looks beautiful," the other may look up and say, "It really does." That response is brief, but it tells the first person their inner world can land safely with the other. Turning away means missing or ignoring the bid. The other person may keep scrolling, give no answer, or reply with a distracted sound. This does not always mean they do not care. People get tired and busy. But if turning away becomes the pattern, the bidding partner may stop trying. Turning against is a negative response. If someone shares excitement and the partner mocks it, criticizes it, or acts annoyed, the bid becomes painful. Over time, the person learns that reaching out risks rejection. They may become quieter, colder, or more defensive even if they still want connection. Imagine a partner says, "I had the strangest conversation at work today." A turning toward response might be, "What happened?" A turning away response is silence while watching television. A turning against response is, "You always make work drama sound important." The same opening can lead to connection, distance, or hurt. Responding to bids does not mean being available every second. Healthy partners cannot answer every comment, message, or need immediately. The important pattern is whether bids are usually welcomed, postponed respectfully, or dismissed. "I want to hear this after I finish this call," is different from chronic indifference. Some bids are hidden inside complaints. "You are always on your phone," may partly mean, "I miss your attention." That does not make the complaint perfect, but it reveals a need beneath the frustration. Couples improve when they learn to hear the bid without ignoring the way it was delivered. Bids are vulnerable because they risk non-response. Even a small story can feel exposing if the other person does not care. That is why repeated dismissal hurts more than the topic itself. The person is not only losing a conversation, they are losing confidence that connection will be received. Emotional bids matter in friendships too. A friend sends a song, checks in after a hard week, or invites you somewhere. Responding does not require perfection. A warm message, a follow-up question, or a clear rain check can keep the bond alive. Silence can communicate more than intended. During conflict, bids may become clumsy. Someone may reach for repair with a joke, apology, soft tone, or practical offer. If the other person is still hurt, they may miss the repair attempt. Repair becomes easier when both people can recognize small openings instead of waiting for the perfect apology. Technology creates more bids and more missed bids. A message left unread, a photo sent without reply, or a short answer can feel loaded. Sometimes the issue is not the phone itself but the meaning attached to responsiveness. Couples need shared expectations, not mind reading. Attention is the currency of bids. A response does not need to be long. Looking up, smiling, asking one question, or touching a shoulder can be enough. The message is, "You matter to me in this moment." Small consistent responses often do more than rare dramatic gestures. The pattern matters more than one moment. Everyone misses bids. The problem begins when one person repeatedly feels foolish for trying. They may stop sharing small things, then stop sharing important things. Emotional distance often begins with tiny bids that were ignored for too long. A missed bid can be repaired. Someone can say, "I realized you were trying to tell me something earlier and I brushed past it." What was it? That simple return matters because it shows the bid was not worthless. Repair teaches the relationship that missed moments do not have to stay missed. Sometimes one partner makes constant bids because they feel insecure, lonely, or unsure of the relationship. The answer is not to mock the need, but also not to create exhaustion. Healthy connection includes warmth plus boundaries. I care about you, and I also need 20 minutes to finish this. A practical habit is to notice small invitations during ordinary routines. At breakfast, in the car, while cooking, or before sleep, people often reach out in tiny ways. Turning toward those moments does not require a deep talk every time. It requires enough presence to let connection land. Emotional bids show that relationships are built in small exchanges. Grand promises matter less if daily bids are repeatedly ignored. A healthy bond is often made from many ordinary moments where one person reaches and the other person responds with enough care to keep reaching safe. A bid can be so small that it looks unimportant. One partner says, "Look at this," while showing a photo. Another sighs loudly after a difficult call. Someone reaches for a hand while watching television. These moments may not announce themselves as needs, but they quietly ask, "Are you with me?" Responses usually fall into three broad patterns. Turning toward means acknowledging the bid with interest or warmth. Turning away means missing it or ignoring it. Turning against means responding with irritation or criticism. The bid itself may be tiny, but the response teaches the relationship what kind of reaching is safe. Emotional bids matter because they build a history. One ignored joke may not damage trust. Hundreds of missed bids can make someone stop reaching. On the other hand, many small moments of attention can create a quiet sense of being valued even before a serious problem appears. The repair is often simple, but it has to be sincere. If you miss a bid, you can return later and say, "I was distracted earlier. Show me again," or, "I heard your sigh. What happened?" That small return tells the other person their reach did not disappear into empty space. Busy seasons make bids easier to miss. Work stress, parenting, phones, and fatigue can all make a partner's small reach seem like an interruption. The point is not to respond perfectly every time, but to notice enough of these small reaches that the relationship still feels emotionally attended to. The next time someone you care about shares a small thought, asks for your attention, or reaches for connection, treat it as more than background noise. It may be a tiny bid, but tiny bids are how trust becomes visible in daily life. Relationships grow when those moments are noticed before they disappear.